Becoming mentally unstoppable does not mean that you never feel fear, doubt, anxiety, or exhaustion. It does not mean that you wake up every day full of confidence and motivation, ready to conquer the world without hesitation. What it truly means is that no matter what you feel, no matter what happens around you, you keep moving forward. Mental strength is not about emotions disappearing. It is about not being controlled by them. Most people believe mental toughness is something you're born with, as if it were a personality trait reserved for athletes, entrepreneurs, or high performers. But mental strength is built, not inherited. It is developed through small decisions made daily, especially in moments when quitting would feel easier than continuing. And the truth is, you build an unstoppable mind in the same way you build muscle, through resistance. The first step to becoming mentally unstoppable is taking responsibility for your internal world. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you interpret it. Two people can face the exact same setback, and one sees it as proof of failure, while the other sees it as feedback for improvement. The difference is perspective. If you want to become mentally strong, you must train yourself to ask empowering questions in difficult moments. Instead of asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" That simple shift changes everything. Another critical principle is emotional discipline. Being mentally unstoppable does not mean suppressing emotions, it means managing them. When you feel anger, disappointment, or fear, pause before reacting. Create space between stimulus and response. In that space lies your power. Most regrets come from reacting emotionally rather than responding intentionally. If you can control your reactions, you gain control over your life. Your mind also becomes stronger when you consistently do difficult things on purpose. Comfort weakens resilience. Every time you avoid discomfort, you reinforce the belief that you cannot handle it. But when you voluntarily choose challenges, whether it's exercising when you don't feel like it, waking up early, having uncomfortable conversations, or finishing tasks despite boredom, you prove to yourself that you can operate beyond your feelings. That proof builds confidence far more effectively than positive affirmations ever could. One of the most powerful habits for mental strength is keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you will do something and then fail to follow through, you chip away at your self-trust. Over time, that lack of integrity creates doubt. But when you follow through, especially on small commitments, you reinforce the identity of someone reliable and disciplined. Self-trust is the foundation of mental toughness. When you trust yourself, you stop second-guessing your ability to handle life. Another key element is controlling your focus. Your mind will always find evidence to support what you look for. If you focus on obstacles, you will feel blocked. If you focus on opportunities, you will feel resourceful. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing which part of reality you emphasize. Mentally strong people train their attention like a muscle. They protect it from negativity, endless comparison, and constant distraction. Focus is power. Resilience also comes from reframing failure. Most people interpret failure as a verdict on their worth, which makes them avoid risks and stay small. But failure is not a verdict, it is data. When you detach your identity from outcomes, you free yourself to try again without shame. Becoming mentally unstoppable means understanding that setbacks are part of the process, not signs that you should quit. It is also important to build physical resilience because the body and mind are deeply connected. When you improve your sleep, nutrition, and movement, your emotional regulation improves. When your body feels stronger, your mind interprets that as capability. This is why physical discipline often translates to mental discipline. Taking care of your body is not just about health, it's about building psychological strength. Another powerful shift is learning to be comfortable alone. Many people avoid silence because it forces them to confront their thoughts. But mental strength requires self-awareness. When you spend time alone reflecting, journaling, or thinking deeply, you begin to understand your patterns, fears, and triggers. Awareness allows you to interrupt destructive habits and replace them with intentional behavior. You cannot conquer a mind you do not understand. Becoming mentally unstoppable also requires long-term thinking. When you make decisions based only on immediate comfort, you sacrifice future strength. Mentally tough individuals prioritize long-term growth over short-term pleasure. They delay gratification. They understand that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. This perspective changes daily decisions. You begin asking, will this move me forward in the long run, instead of, will this feel good right now? Another underrated aspect of mental strength is controlling your self-talk. The voice in your head can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. If you constantly criticize yourself, you drain motivation. But if you speak to yourself with firm encouragement, you build resilience. This does not mean lying to yourself with unrealistic positivity. It means being honest but constructive. Replace "I can't handle this" with "this is difficult, but I am capable of learning." Words shape belief, and belief shape behavior. It is also crucial to accept that growth is uncomfortable. When you decide to elevate your life, you will face resistance, not only from circumstances, but sometimes from people around you who are uncomfortable with your change. Being mentally unstoppable means staying committed even when support is limited. You must become your own source of validation. External approval is fragile. Internal conviction is powerful. Perhaps the most important principle of all is consistency. Mental strength is not built in one dramatic moment of courage. It is built quietly in everyday decisions that no one sees. It is built when you choose discipline over distraction, patience over impulsiveness, growth over comfort. Over time, these decisions compound, and one day you look back and realize that challenges that once overwhelmed you now feel manageable. Becoming mentally unstoppable does not mean you will never struggle again. It means that struggle no longer intimidates you. You trust that you can adapt, learn, and endure. You stop fearing difficulty because you see it as part of your evolution. The storms of life may still come, but you are no longer fragile. So if you want to become mentally unstoppable, start small. Keep one promise to yourself today. Reframe one negative thought. Do one difficult thing intentionally. Protect your focus for 1 hour. Those small acts, repeated daily, will transform your mindset in ways that feel almost invisible at first, but powerful over time. Your mind is your greatest asset. Train it, strengthen it, discipline it. And remember, mental toughness is not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. And when you master that, nothing can stop you.